guys, I'm Steve, and today I will show you and have an in-depth analysis of the deck that took the 5th place in our regionals this weekend. But first, shout out to Evans from E4. You can find a link to their channel in the description below. Evans had the nerve to play this deck, which I borrowed him by the way, at an official Konami event, causing him to lose all his friends and make haters all day long as he was climbing the ladder to the top, while spreading cancer and frustration to his opponents. And for those who haven't already understand what the deck is about, forgive me and let me introduce to you DEMISE Chainburn. First of all, his Masters lineup. Evans was playing only 2 Absolute King Backjack. His ability to rearrange your first 3 cards and then excavate the top card, set it and activate it in the same turn, letting you that turn thin your deck while partially controlling what your next draw will be, usually is a demise, makes Jack an excellent choice. In the past we saw similar decks running Battle Fader or Scarecrow, but nowadays with the Solemn Brigade being as popular as ever and the massive fields that tier decks can produce, negating them was fatal for the deck, as you couldn't chain to them. But with Jack, even if they negate the first effect, we'll still have the second going. As for the spells, pretty standard stuff. 3 Pot of Duality for consistency and draw power. The ace card of the deck. 3 cards of Demise for the same reason as Duality, but this card makes this deck engine explode by setting all your hand except your Demise. You're using up all your chains in your opponent's turn, and then you draw 4 new cards at least, 1 for your draw and 3 from the Demise you already have, which probably you will be sending them to, giving that way an amazing boost to this deck strategy. And I also hope that it's not gonna be hit by the ban list. 2 Chain Strikes, cause it's Chain Strike and cause it's semi-limited. And something that a lot of people don't know is that the card specifies that cannot be activated if multiple cards or effects with the same name are in that chain already. But if you already activated 1 Chain Strike, you can also activate the second one, because upon activation there is only 1 Chain Strike already activated, so both of them resolves perfectly. 1 Day of Peace for draw and stall. You will probably be best not to set your stall and burn trap cards the turn you activate this spell, because they might be popped without being able to put in use. And last spell, the quick spell, Poison of the Old Man, because it's a spell speed 2 card and adds to the chains, while also having 2 ways of use, gain life points or inflict damage. It depends what the situation is. That's for the spells. We only play 10. And now for the traps, the living soul of this deck. I divided them into 3 categories for making the explanation easier. First up, the draw part. Triple Reckless Greed. This card fits the deck 100%. Its cost for skipping your next 2 draw phases is to laugh about, because actually it's 2 free cards due to the amazing draw power the deck already has. And last, 2 Accumulated Fortune. I ain't play a third one because I found it a bit cloggy with its restriction to be channeling 4 and above. And also this card has the same restriction as Chain Strike. That means that it can be activated twice in the same channeling. That was for the draw power traps. Up next, the lifesavers of the deck. 3 threatening roars, making your opponent unable to declare attacks, taking away monster effects that need attack declaration to trigger their effects as Utopia Lightning, and also secure your life points is enough to give you one more turn and even the game. 3 Waboku, no battle damage, and also keeps your defense up, if any, is not a thing to overlook. And the last, which is partially a burn card, the showstopper of the deck, double Ojama trio, Pendulum for 3 or more, no. Jiaotu effect, no. Soul Charge for 3 or more, no. And it happened to get destroyed somehow, 3000 damage for each. This is for the stall part. And now the last part, and the more nerve-breaking of them all, the burners. Massive fields, being the bread and butter of this format, make these cards shine at their fullest potential. So we begin with 3 Just Desserts. Dealing 500 damage per monster is not a damage to take lightly, making this card one of the best in this deck, along with the other 2, which, and it can't be other than Triple Secret Barrel, 200 damage for each card in the field and hand, and Secret Blast, 300 damage for each card only in the field, but dealing an extra 1000 if destroyed by your opponent card effect. Those effects make those 3 cards the best way to eliminate your opponent life points as fast as possible. And for the rest, we have 2 Fairwinds, Metal Foes, ABC, brilliant engine decks nowadays have a lot of face-up cards to spare for distraction, and 300 for each, not mentioning your own, is a pretty good damage. 2 Dimension Wall, the slowest card in the deck, because it's difficult to put into chain, because it requires your opponent to attack first, but if this card succeeds, it gives you a huge advantage while dealing a decent amount of damage to your opponent. Last 2 cards, 1 Ceasefire, a semi Just Desserts, dealing 500 for each effect monster on the field, and also disrupting any flip effect is a good choice for this deck. And last but not least, 1 Ring of Distraction, reprinted, nerfed with its new errata, but still a destructive card to go with, since when everything runs smoothly, you have your life points to spare while your opponent doesn't. That goes for the deck profile. Hope you like it, guys. Please don't hate me for this. I was insisting not to play this deck, but my tries went in vain. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Remember that dislike this vid is also a way for the deck to consume you. So hit the like button, check our channel for more, and don't forget, I am Steve. Until next time, have fun not playing this deck.